Okay, if you're learning Spanish, I'm willing to bet you've hit a wall with one super weird rule, the double negative. It just feels wrong, right? It sounds strange to our English-speaking ears, but believe me, it is the key to sounding natural. So today, we're going to unlock it together. Let's dive in.
You've probably heard a sentence just like this, and it made you do a double take. And you know what? You are not alone. It's a classic trip-up for English speakers because our brains are just wired to think, hey, two negatives cancel each other out. But in Spanish, the rules are completely different. And honestly, they make a ton of sense once you see how they work.
So, let's just bust that myth wide open right now. What feels like a huge grammar mistake in English is actually a fundamental non-negotiable rule in Spanish. It's time to do a little rewiring in our grammar brains.
And that rewiring all starts with one golden rule. Seriously, the most important thing you can do is just forget the English rules. Just for a little bit. We're stepping into new territory here, and it's time to learn the local laws of the language.
And here it is, the big one. In Spanish, to make a negative sentence, you often have to use more than one negative word. Just let that sink in for a second. It's not just allowed, it is required. This is the one concept that, once you get it, is going to unlock everything else for you.
So how do we actually do this? Well, the good news is it's not just random. Spanish follows two very clear, very simple patterns. Once you learn them, this whole topic is just going to click.
Okay, check out these two patterns. They both mean the exact same thing. I never travel. Now, in pattern A, the negative word nunca comes after the verb, so you have to add that no before the verb. Think of that no as like a negativity on switch. You have to flip it on. But in pattern B, nunca comes before the verb, so it is the on switch itself. You don't need the extra no. So you can say no viajo nunca or nunca viajo. Both are 100% perfect.
Okay, now that we have the patterns down, let's meet the cast of characters. These are the key negative words you're going to be using to build these sentences all the time.
First up is nada, which means nothing. Pretty simple. It's used for things, ideas, concepts, you get it. So a sentence like nada es fácil is using that pattern B we just talked about. The negative word is right at the start, so no extra no is needed. Easy enough, right?
Next, we've got nadie. This is the people version, meaning nobody or no one. And again, this example, nadie me llama, follows pattern B. The negative word nadie kicks off the sentence, so you just add the verb. Done.
Now here's a quick but super important pro tip for using nadie. When it's the person receiving the action of the verb, you have to pop what's called the personal a right before it. So I don't see anyone becomes no veo a nadie. And this is a perfect example of pattern A, right? The negative word nadie is after the verb, so we absolutely need that no at the beginning.
Moving on to nunca and jamás. They both mean never. You can mostly use them interchangeably, but jamás, it just packs a bigger emotional punch. It's a little more dramatic, a little more emphatic. So, nunca llegamos tarde just means we never arrive late.
This one's a little family of words, ninguno, ninguna, and its shortened buddy, ningún. They all mean none or not any. The key thing to remember here is they have to agree in gender with the noun they're talking about. So, because hermano is masculine, we use ningún in the example. No tengo ningún hermano.
And finally, we have the incredibly useful word tampoco. If someone says something negative and you want to say me neither, tampoco is your go-to word. It's basically the opposite of también, which means also. So in the example, she's not coming and I'm not either becomes ella no viene y yo tampoco.
Okay, we've got the rules, we've got the vocabulary, now for the fun part. Let's put all these pieces together and see how we can build these really fluent, complex, and totally natural-sounding sentences.
This is where the real magic happens. Just watch how we can stack these negatives up. We start with dijo, he said. We make it negative, no dijo. Okay, let's add another layer, no dijo nada. That's our classic double negative. But why stop there? We can go even further. No dijo nada a nadie. That's a triple negative, and guess what? It is 100% correct and natural Spanish. Here's another beautiful example. Nunca veo a nadie aquí. Literally, I never see nobody here. Sounds weird to us, right? But we've got nunca and nadie in the same sentence. Is it wrong? Absolutely not. This is exactly how a native speaker would say it. This right here, this is what fluency sounds like. Okay, I know we've covered a lot, but it all really boils down to just a few key takeaways. Let's do a quick recap of the absolute must-know rules to get you going.
First, and most importantly, double negatives are the rule, not the exception. You gotta learn to love them. Second, remember those two patterns. If the negative word is after the verb, you need that no at the start. If it's before the verb, you don't. And finally, go ahead and stack them. Using no, nada, and nadie all in one sentence isn't a mistake, it's advanced and fluent.
So there you have it. The secret to the Spanish double negative is officially unlocked. You now have the tools to stop being confused by it and start actually using it to sound more natural. So my question for you is, what's a grammar mistake you'll promise to say nunca más to? Thanks for tuning in.